Here's a clip from John MacArthur on his reading and understanding of John 6.
First of all, this bread is divinely pre-existent. Divinely pre-existent. And I want you to watch this because this is why this works so well as a Christmas section, because it continually repeats the reality of the incarnation. Look for the phrase, came down out of heaven. Verse 38, I have come down from heaven. Now he switches from the metaphor, the bread has come down, and applies it to himself and says, I have come down. Verse 41, there's a lot of shock about that, but I just want you to notice they understood exactly what he was saying. The Jews are grumbling because he said, I am the bread that came down out of heaven. They're wondering how this man, whose parents they know, can say, I have come down out of heaven. Every time you see that, and it's repeated again and again, you are hearing a statement affirming the incarnation of a pre-existent person.
So who is the Son of Man in the Old Testament? So the Son of Man figure primarily comes from the prophecy of Daniel, who sees one like a son of man on the clouds, who's taken or presented to the Ancient of Days, Yahweh or God himself. So let's see what else the Old Testament says in Numbers 23:19. God is not a man that he should lie, nor a son of man that he should repent. Hosea 11, for I am God and not a human being. I, the Holy One, am with you. So here in this last verse, you can see a translation, although different from the Son of Man, is the same thing. Because if you do a search of what the Son of Man means in Judaism, it simply means a human being. The title is used mostly by the prophet Ezekiel in his book. It has nothing to do with Yahweh himself, let alone any angel. No angel is ever called a Son of Man. Now we can look at Judaism itself just to get the wider context. These books are from the Catholic canon, but nevertheless, they give you a good context, a good understanding of the background of this phrase, the Son of Man. Judith 8:16, don't bind the counsels of Yahweh our God, for God is not man, that he may be threatened, neither is he as the Son of Man, that he should be wavering. The Wisdom of Sirach, Ben Sirach, 1730. This is the Greek version. For all things cannot be in man, because the Son of Man is not immortal. So again, here's a parallel with man, the human race, and a Son of Man. Now let's look at the Jewish lingo. Ladd, in his book, A Theology of the New Testament, says that the earth is frequently referred to as the dwelling place of humanity in language that is paralleled in Jewish idiom. Coming into the world, in John 6 and other chapters, being in the world, departing out of the world. The idiom itself is familiar Jewish terminology. To come into the world means merely to be born. To be in the world is to exist, and to depart from the world is to die. So here's the Jewish lingo or idiom of the time. Jesus is simply saying that his origin is from above, is from God himself, who procreated him in the womb of a young virgin girl, Mary. Furthermore, the idea that Jesus somehow not only came down out of heaven, but in the flesh, clearly contradicts the virgin birth account. And many other evangelicals understand this. Here's a quote from a commentary on the Gospel of Luke. The notion of the preexistence of Jesus Christ as the eternal Son of God is quite foreign to the context of Luke 1:35. Mary could not have comprehended it, and on the supposition that she had comprehended or even caught a glimpse of it, as a would-be mother, he means, she would have been rendered incapable of performing it.